What's up, everybody? It's the RCLman here. Welcome to the RCL Podcast, a weekly podcast where I sit down, I talk directly with you guys, I read your comments, I give you a little progress report on the channel, and today we've got a special thing. So the other day, I bought this voice changer program thing, and I've been using it on the streams a little bit. But when I first got it, me and Serena, we sat down and we went through all the voices, and we just had some fun there, and I recorded some of it. So I'll put some highlights out of what that conversation, what that randomness was. But if you want to be a part of the podcast, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe and the bell and all that good stuff. Leave a comment. Your comment could get featured in the next podcast. Or if you want to be more involved, you can go to the Discord server. There's a link in the description. And then there is a podcast submissions channel in the Discord server. Leave your suggestion there for like what you want me to talk about on the podcast, or, you know, if you have anything specific you'd like me to look at for the podcast. But for now, let's go ahead and look at your comments, shall we? So the last comment here was from a day ago. It is on the How to Fly in the Rec Center video, which is actually pretty good. It's been a pretty good video, going pretty good. So this is Psycho PX. It says hello or hi RCL, and then it says I'm a Rec Room podcaster and want to interview you as my first guest, I'm assuming, in my new talk show, or should I say podcast. Add me on Rec Room, and then he gives me his social media and his Rec Room name and all that stuff. So then I responded. I was like, yeah, dude, that's awesome. When do you record? I record on Saturday, and we've been talking on Instagram about when we're going to record. So we're going to record that allegedly on Saturday. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing much to that. I felt a little hesitant at first to do it. But then I just remembered back when I was, not starting off with YouTube, but when I had like 100 and something subscribers, and I messaged some of the big Rec Room streamers, the streamers there's only a couple of big Rec Room streamers. You know who I'm talking about if you know Rec Room streamers. I messaged all of those people, and like half of them didn't even respond to me, and then the last one, he responded, and then I think when he saw how few subscribers I had, he just kind of stopped talking to me, which I don't know if that's what happened. He was probably busy, but it kind of felt to me that way. So I just remember that feeling of like, I don't like this person. And that feeling still kind of sticks with me to this day. Like, I kind of don't want to, talk to any of those other streamers because I kind of feel hurt, may not be the right word, but I just kind of feel salty about it. You know what I mean? So I definitely wouldn't want this person to feel salty. Wouldn't want him to feel that way toward me. So yeah, we're going to do it on Saturday, and hopefully it'll go good, and hopefully, maybe get some more subscribers. Maybe some people can find me who wouldn't have found me otherwise. But next up here, we've got this is a random comment, okay? This one right here. So, Magic the Gathering Arena, right? I did a couple videos in Magic the Gathering Arena. We'll talk about it full. We're going to talk about it more later, okay? I'm just going to let you know. I did this video on how to use wild cards. It didn't do as good as I thought it was going to do, but maybe over time it will. Regardless, Void on RR, so Void on Rec Room. He's been subscribed to the channel for a little bit. I've played with him on a couple of streams before. He said, I'm making a PvP map soon. I did the gadgets, just have to add weapons and decoration, then I'm publishing it. Check it out, Suj, which I'm assuming is soon, but typo. They all have typos. But I just said, yeah, man, let me know when it's done. We'll go check it out. I don't know if it's the same room. We worked on a room with him like a good while back, and it's probably not the same one. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to check out your room, man, whenever it gets done. Usually, if there's a room that somebody who's subscribed to me, makes, I'll go check it out if you want me to. I mean, I may not be, you may not like what I have to say if it's, there's a certain, I'll try and be nice, you know what I mean? Sometimes there's some rooms that are like, ugh. But another time, I mean, a PvP map is a PvP map, so it's not really difficult. You just, whatever, well, I say that having never made a PvP map. But what I'm saying is, once you make the PvP circuits or whatever, you just have to make like a flat ground and you could do like whatever you want on it, right? So, but we'll check that out. But it was just weird because that's a comment about Rec Room on a video about Magic the Gathering, which I'm assuming that was just like the first video that, like the newest video that came out, and he maybe just put it on there. But we'll talk about Magic the Gathering later because something happened. Next we have Podskull. I don't know how you say that. I'm every single podcast I'm gonna do that to somebody's name. Podskull. Let's see here. So this was on Assassin PvP in Rec Room, which honestly, that doesn't make sense to me. That video itself does not make sense to me. Rec Room Assassin PvP. That map is popular still on Rec Room, but I don't understand why. Maybe it's just because I'm older. I don't know. But anyway, he said the old map with a crying emoji, I guess, and I don't. I just put it together on what he meant. I guess they changed the map, right? Is that what he's saying? This is from 3 days ago, by the way. I didn't say the other one, but I think what he means here is that they redid it, that they made a new map, and then this is the old map that the video's in. But then anyway, I remember last time I was on Rec Room that it was still under the hot tab, like still a hot room. So I just said apparently still under the hot tab, but I just kind of realized what he was saying. I didn't quite know what he was saying, and I just responded with whatever I thought at the time. All right, next we have Justice, Mr. Justice 278. If you get a chance, subscribe to him on Rec Room. Anyway, so this was on the Riddle School Let's Play video. I had Vic in the Discord tell me to play Riddle School, so I asked me to play Riddle School, not told me. That's one thing I can't stand, when people are like demanding to play something. No. Anyway, he asked me to play Riddle School, and I did. I'd never heard of this thing before. So I played it. Actually went pretty good. You know what I mean? It wasn't too difficult other than having a rough start there. But Justice 278 said play another one, and I did. I've already recorded a second one, so I have to go edit it and do everything with it. It was significantly more difficult, I'll say that. And then there's like 7 of them. I don't know. There's a lot of them, so we'll get into that as we do. Let's see here. The last one here is Snow Trend, which is Snowy. I know him as Snowy, and then we joke around and say he's my son from Australia, but I don't have a son. Anyway, he said, wait, you have a guitar? So I guess at some point during this video, it was one of the Rec Room streams. I guess at some point during the video, I talked about playing guitar, and yeah, I have a guitar. It's over there. It's just an acoustic, though. I need an electric, but, you know, we'll do that whenever we get money for it. And then, yeah, I just said, yeah, man, I got an acoustic, but I want electric. Send a pic of your guitar on Discord. Because in the past, he has said, I'm going to send a picture of my guitar on Discord, and I was like, all right, and then it never came. So I was like, I just asked him to do that. But anyway, yeah, the other day he said something on Discord, and I was like, are you gonna die? Because it sounded like he was gonna die. I was like, are you gonna die? Don't die, man. Like whatever it is, just you're good. Although if it's a medical thing, you know, I don't know. Anyway, that's it for the comments. Let's go ahead and jump into the channel update. That's what you want to call it, the weekly channel update. The Wachu. Yeah, the Wachu. No. Anyway, let's see. So currently, subscriber amount is 515. We did it. And we did it. Finally over the big 500, actually. So it's like we're over halfway to monetization. Not only that, 515, like it's growing so fast, it's ridiculous. And then the watch time is ahead of schedule. Like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. So hopefully, if things keep going at this pace, man, we might hit like 1,000 before my birthday. And I know I've said that. I know I've said like things like this before, but like, yes. But thank you, everybody, for subscribing. I really do appreciate everybody who has subscribed. Captain Prost, I know he's a streamer who gave me kind of a boost there at the end because when I put out the last podcast, I think the subject matter of the last podcast made YouTube not like the video and then not recommend me to people. Not 100% sure on that, because it slowed to a crawl after the podcast came out. And then, during that stream, like I don't know what he did. He brought some people with him and they subscribed, and that pushed me over the 500. So that's really cool. Again, thank you everybody for subscribing. Halfway there, man, to monetization. And then after that, we got to go above and beyond. We got to see what we can make out of this thing. You know what I mean? Twitch is at 97 subscribers, followers, whatever. Mixer's at 9 followers. I remember I got another one because I think Justice subscribed or something. I don't know, or whatever. Actually, we've been having fun on the Twitch streams, but we'll talk about that. Well, we won't talk about that later, but there's Twitch streams, trust me. So speaking of the 500 thing, since talked about that earlier, I finally figured out what I'm going to do for a 500 subscriber video. I was listening to a book today, and I don't know, it somehow like just came to me, and I was like, oh man, like I really want to do this thing, but it's going to be hard, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to do, but I want to do it, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting journey to do this thing that I'm trying to do, and I don't want to spoil it because I want it to be a surprise, because it is something new that I've never done before, and I'm excited for it, and that's a good thing. It's something brand new I've never tried before, and I'm excited to try it, but it's going to be a lot of hard work, and I don't know when I'm going to have the time to do it and when it's going to come out, but it'll probably be a little bit late since I'm already at 5:15. It's already late, but whatever. It'll come out when it comes out. So, Magic the Gathering, as I talked about earlier, Magic the Gathering. So let me explain this thing here. I want to have another weekly thing. The podcast is a weekly thing. Like I've said before, I realize it doesn't do the best on the channel, but I do it for me because it helps me keep track of stuff, and it keeps me scheduled, and it keeps me going like that. So I wanted to try and incorporate in another weekly something that I could say every week I'm going to do this thing. And that was going to be Magic the Gathering. Now, last night, which was Sunday night, I don't know my days. Sunday night, I sat down to record it. I said, okay, let's try some ranked. I've been doing just regular whatever matches. Let's try some ranked, because I do want to, if I'm going to do that, I do want to kind of get to a point where I feel like I'm confident and can actually not be super competitive, but at least, do something. You know what I mean? So I go in there, I'm playing ranked. I got my ass handed to me. Not once, but like 5 times. And when I say like handed to me, I mean like second turn, I was halfway dead. 4th turn, I died. I was like, I cannot do anything. I'm like, I cannot do anything. And if I'm honest, when I kind of stepped back and looked at it and looked at what was happening, I kind of was like, oh yeah, this is Magic the Gathering. Magic in real life, obviously, is just like that, is a card game. Card games, by nature, are pay to win. And that's exactly what I think was happening. These people had all these great cards. They must have sunk either an assload of time or an assload of money, probably not even an assload, probably a decent amount of money into it to get all of these super great cards that just murdered me. And honestly, at that point, after doing it, like one time I could deal with, 2 times I could be like, oh, maybe, but 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and with very, very similar card sets, I don't think that's a coincidence, and that made me say, okay, this is definitely pay to win, and I really don't want to play it anymore, because there's no chance of me really getting up there unless I grind, which I don't have time for, or I pay, and I don't want to do either one of those. So basically, Magic Monday is gone, and I might play Magic the Gathering every once in a while. Definitely not going to play ranked, because I can't do shit in that. Just Magic Monday's gone, but here's where it becomes a positive, right? I want to do another weekly series. I would like to ask you guys if you could leave a suggestion in the comments. What is something weekly you would like to see an episode of? Or I think I'm going to do that in Discord as well and ask people. And then after I get a couple of ideas, then I can maybe do like a poll and figure out, hey, like what do people really want? Honestly, the reason why I'm a little skeptic about doing a poll or about asking is because most of the time there's no response, or there's like 2 responses. And it's like, well, if there's only 2 responses, then that kind of only gives me like literally 2 to choose from. And then I can possibly, I mean, like I said, and that's why I was thinking I do the first question and then the second question with A, B, C, like answers. You know what I mean? So at some point, look in the future, I'll do that, or leave a comment in this video. Tell me what weekly series you'd like to see, because that's something I do want. I want something that I can consistently put out every week. The podcast helps me keep track and do better. I think if I had another video, it would help me do that. This has been a very weird podcast, but so let's go on to the third thing, the big thing here, the thing that I'm excited about. I bought the voice changer thingy. I've been using it on the streams. Me and Serena sat down and just kind of messed with it a little bit. So enjoy some highlights from that random recording that we did.
Would you like to play a game? I can. Inside your eye is a key. You must extract it, or you will die.
You just scarred me.
Why?
Because you said I.
Oh, that's part of the movie.
Why can't it be
That's in the movie.
in your body?
That's in the movie.
That's in the movie
Where
too.
you take the key and you play.
I don't want to hear the I.
Okay. Well, we can't expect to be serial killers if you can't,
We can be serial killers. I just don't want nothing being the I. The eyes are off. Okay? You deal with that. I'm not handling it.
Alright.
I'm gonna try it. I sound just like a really high-pitched woman not going to man.
You do kind of sound, I feel like you sound...
You sound like a woman.
Yeah. So I went to the mall and I sound like a drag queen. That's
You
what I
do.
sound. There we go. Honey,
You
you
sound-
can't handle it, honey, okay?
Like you sound like you're trying too hard to be a drag queen.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
But why do I not sound like a man?
Because it's man to woman. It made you more womanly.
Ah, maybe I do declare.
I do declare.
You say that too.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm so sensitive and dainty.
Let me close my eyes and you talk.
Hi, what's up? Hi, Serena. I'm new at Real Page, and I really like your style.
Stop. I don't think we can be friends.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck you, bitch.
I'm guessing I can fuck with it, but I don't want to.
First of all,
What?
you sound weird.
Hello.
Do I sound weird?
A little bit. I mean, you don't sound like you. You sound like somebody else.
You sound like
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
if I close my eyes.
Close your eyes every now and then again.
Okay, so you sound like
Mhm.
like a 25-year-old guy that has brown hair. He's super skinny and kind of annoying.
super skinny.
Stop. This would be a great podcast one.
Well, we might be recording it right now. We don't know.
I mean, I know.
No, you don't. You don't know.
I saw
No,
you
didn't
press
see
the
nothing.
button.
No,
Okay.
Merry Christmas. I'm tired. I've been doing this for 100 years. I'm ready to stop.
And the war goes to Ryan. Everybody.
Santa Claus.
Okay, second me.
Oh.
Guys,
Wait, get
10:22.
home.
I'm Cinderella.
Fuck Mrs. Claus. Anyway.
Okay, we timing out.
Where two
Nicholas
brothers.
Cage.
Nicolas Cage knows the end of the world, like in every movie. And he's a skull on fire with a motorcycle.
And a hot chick.
This summer, coming to a place near you and Netflix and maybe Hulu. Who knows?
Who knows? It's a gamble.
I have the Infinity Stones, and I will eat your soul. Bitch, I will eat your babies. He's gonna eat your babies. Alright, are we done?
I'm done.
My evil plan is
The clapping sounds good.
plan is done.
All right, everybody. Well, did you enjoy that? Was that funny or good or whatever? Hopefully, in the future, me and Serena can do some more things like that. Like we thought, we had some ideas on some things we could try and do with the voice changer things. We'll see what happens. But if you did like the podcast, go ahead and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, everybody. RCL Man out.